little something for the ladies. Now, I'm also available on alternative social media, on MeWe, James Desborough, all one word, on Minds, Grimachu. I'm no longer on Gab. I've deleted my account because it's even more exhausting than Twitter. Oi. Hello, lovelies. One of my things to try and do this year is to put out more positivity, to post positive things, positive news stories, to speak up in favour of things rather than being relentlessly negative. And 2020 seems to have started off that way with the whole new guy thing, on Twitter at least. But it doesn't come easy being positive to a suicidal depressive. So I thought I'd ease myself into it with something that's kind of damning with faint praise, I suppose. Most people aren't evil. Most people aren't horrible. Most people, they're fairly nice. I mean, you can discount 1 in 100 people who are just psychopaths or sociopaths. You can forgive a lot of people because half the population at any time has an IQ of less than 100 and so can be considered stupid by the context of the times. They don't necessarily have the right kind of grasp or understanding of what's going on. And of those that remain, very few people are actually actively malicious. I mean, there are some, even quite a few, but they're a minority. The majority of people didn't vote for Donald Trump. The majority of people didn't vote for the Conservative Party or Boris Johnson. The majority of people didn't vote for Brexit. Trouble is, the few people who are malicious have force multipliers, basically, because they don't care about lying, they don't care about manipulating people, they don't care about the moral or ethical high ground, they care about getting power, and so they can string people along who aren't necessarily smart or educated enough to see it. And discernment is a learned skill. The scientific method has to be drilled into people, the historical method has to be drilled into people, critical thinking is a skill that you pick up. Most people run on some kind of instinct, and provided they're okay, they don't necessarily see the hardships that other people suffer and don't necessarily have a degree of empathy sufficient to try and ease the situation for other people. Don't want to rock the boat as long as you're alright, as long as your basic needs are taken care of. But horrible people, angry people, nasty people, the few of them that there are, have a massive amount of motivation, just like crazy people do. When you try to find information about 9/11 online, and you will be flooded with conspiracy theorists who are still manically typing away reams and reams and reams of their wild and crazy theories years and years and years and years later. Whereas good people, empathetic people, tend to stay away from doing stuff. They don't necessarily have the energy, or they take it for granted that other people make themselves aware of the facts. But the fact remains that most people aren't horrible. A lot of them are stupid, a lot of them have been misled, a lot of them believe that they're doing the right thing. Even Randroids, people who are possessed by the ideology of Ayn Rand, objectivism, even they excuse their selfishness with the idea that it's somehow better for other people, just as other more conservative or right-wing ideologies suggest that people just need a boot up the backside and then they can bootstrap themselves out of whatever poverty they're in. They believe they're doing the right thing. They believe they're doing the best thing to help people. Tough love, if you will. So they're not evil. Very few people are the villain of their own story. They often believe themselves to be doing the right thing, the good thing, the proper thing. And it can be hard to see when you're not. And you are always the villain in someone else's story, even when it's completely at odds with your self-image and what you do. But it's worth remembering that not everybody, by no means even even really a significant minority of people, are actually just irredeemable bastards. Most people are basically fundamentally good. Zang. Postmortem Studios, role-playing games, and a lot more to die for. Post-mort.com.
I didn't wanna hurt you, baby. I didn't wanna hurt you. I didn't wanna hurt you, but you're pretty.